Now let's bring in Chicago Alderman Raymond Lopez. Alderman Lopez, welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
So Chicago's led the nation in the murder rate for the past 13 years or so. Is that a sign perhaps a federal surge would be helpful?
I think a federal surge would, in fact, be helpful, even though we see our statistics are trending in the right direction. Who would argue against making them trend even further, even lower, meaning less victims on the street? It's absolutely asinine to me to hear my Democratic colleagues say that we don't want more help, that we don't want federal intrusion into our city, even though we know that we are not only both relying on federal grants, but that we've always worked hand in hand with the FBI, ATF, DEA, and other federal agencies here in the city of Chicago to go after those most dangerous threats that are on our streets and in our communities. Why now we don't want them here? Why now is just a symptom of this derangement syndrome that seems to attach itself to Donald Trump at a time when we're playing this pissing match with our communities and putting them behind the 8 ball when it comes to criminal activity.
Your Mayor, Brandon Johnson, signed an executive order yesterday which he says will protect the rights of Chicagoans. What do you make of it?
You know, that order isn't worth the paper it's printed on. I put that on a tweet, and I know it sent my mayor into a panic. But it's very true. We have no authority over the federal government. He was a teacher. You think he would understand that concept. What we do know is this, that rather than making all of these wild performative attempts to get Donald Trump's attention, Mayor Brandon Johnson should have taken the last 7.5 months to actually communicate with Donald Trump, to speak to the White House, to find out what we can do to assuage his political concerns as well as our political beliefs here in the city of Chicago. One of those missteps that we've seen the mayor take is that he refused to amend the Welcoming City Ordinance, which is our sanctuary laws, to allow our officers to work with our federal partners when we arrest someone who is a non-citizen choosing to engage in dangerous criminal activity. 89% of Chicagoans want that, and yet the mayor refuses to do that. And I think if we had done that back then, we probably wouldn't be in this predicament now.
Governor J.B. Pritzker talked about the potential crime crackdown in Chicago today. Let's play it. I'll get you to react.
No one in the administration, the president or anybody under him, has called anyone in my administration and me, have not called the city of Chicago or anyone else. So it's clear that in secret they're planning this, well, it's an invasion with U.S. troops if they in fact do that. The other thing is, they ought to be coordinating with local law enforcement. They ought to let us know when they're coming, where they're coming, if it's ICE or if it's ATF or whoever it is.
Is he resisting for political reasons because he wants to be the next president?
I'm more than certain there's a part of that calculus in what he's saying. But let's be clear, telephones work two ways last time I checked. They can both take a call as well as send a call. And these two individuals, both the governor and the mayor, know how to get a hold of the president of the United States when there's an emergency. So why not use this as an opportunity to pick up the phone now? Second, I don't blame the Trump administration for not working with local law enforcement when they're doing these operations, because we have seen time and again, it's the local jurisdictions that always tip off the criminals when the feds are coming. We do not need to endanger those federal enforcement officers, whether they are the FBI, ATF, DEA, in our neighborhoods, because we know that we have some very dangerous individuals who were let into our country over the last 4 years under the previous administration, who have no qualms about killing people, whether it's on American streets or any other location in South America.
Chicago Alderman Raymond Lopez, thank you very much for your perspective today.
Thank you. Happy Labor Day.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here.